Hi everyone, I'm Angela, an Arcturian angelic starseed, and I'm here to transmit to you guys in response to a TikTok video that I did that is getting quite a response around the wounded feminine, which was actually quite surprising to me because I didn't expect to get that much of a reaction from wounded feminines. So let's talk about it. It does require a longer video than a minute, so it takes a little bit of explaining. Okay, so first thing you have to understand is that we both have divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And even if, say, I represent in the physical as a feminine being, I could be like totally in my masculine energy and suppressing my feminine. Or you could be a masculine who's totally in his feminine energy. So physical sex does not have anything to do with it except for the like stereotypes that we use for sexes. But if you take all that out, we each have divine masculine, divine feminine inside of us. Divine masculine qualities are the qualities of taking action, protecting the family, getting things done, working, hustling, grinding, and just really pushing through on things that need to get done. Feminine qualities are very much calm, peaceful, emotional, intuitive, psychic. Divine feminines have a very close connection to the other realms and the other worlds and to source. So we are the vessels that bring in life, but so we have this connection to source that's really more intense than what the masculine beings have. It doesn't mean they don't have it, we just have it stronger. It's in our DNA, our nature. So when one or the other gets wounded, which most people are wounded in both, but say one or the other gets really wounded, if my feminine gets traumatized by a masculine, then I will most likely take on masculine energy. So wounded masculine energy is suppressing your emotions, not listening to your intuition, lying, cheating, stealing, being really arrogant, having too much pride, all of those things that we associate with toxic masculinity, right? So a wounded feminine will take on that toxic masculinity in order to protect herself. And say a wounded masculine or a masculine was hurt by a feminine, he will also suppress his feminine qualities too and put on this corrupt masculine shield. It's like a shield. Because we live in a primarily masculine grid right now, and it's very unbalanced. There's not a balance of feminine and masculine energy, and we're not really allowed to be in feminine energy. Feminine energy right now is seen as a weakness. Emotions are seen as a weakness. Compassion, empathy is weakness. Intuition and psychic skills are BS. So there's a lot of suppression of the feminine going on, and it's been going on for a really long time. But it's time for this to change, because as we start to create awareness that we can balance these out, and when we do, when we balance both our masculine and feminine, we have come into union with our own soul, and that is an extremely powerful place to be. That's like ascended master status, so that's something that we should all be kind of working towards, and if nothing else, just being really aware. So a lot of women were asking, well, now that I can see that my feminine is wounded, how do I fix it? And part of the way that you have to fix that is you have to trace back your trauma to where it was that you started, where it was that you put the masculine shield up, right? That's where you need to focus, because whatever situation or trauma caused you to shut down emotionally, put that masculine shield up that you're tough, you don't need no help, you don't need no love, all of that, that's a protective mechanism. So you need to work around the trauma surrounding that. And most of the time, you can work through your trauma fairly easy if it's not too serious. If it is serious trauma that you have a difficult time dealing with, please do this with a professional. But if you're into self-healing and all of that, basically you trace the trauma back to the wound, and then you work on the emotions and suppressed energy surrounding that wound and that trauma. And when you do that, you will automatically come back into balance with your feminine. And the more trauma you clear and the more stuff that you're able to move out, because trauma literally stays stuck in our body, in our physical body. And when we don't work through our trauma, it creates blockages. And those blockages can create disease, cancer, all kinds of things down the road. So it's super, super important that we don't suppress our emotions, that we don't suppress anything, that we allow ourselves to feel what we feel and just accept whatever is going on instead of trying to resist and not wanting to feel our pain. Because by pushing it away, we're pushing it down, we're suppressing it, and we're just causing ourselves more pain in the long run and creating blockages. So when you start your healing work, you'll start working through these blockages on both sides, on your masculine and your feminine side, and you will automatically come into balance. And the more you can clear, the more you can balance. So it's just very important to find the trauma and heal the trauma around that. And just be very self-aware of, when am I in my feminine energy? When am I in my masculine energy? And when do I adapt masculine energy in order to protect myself from perceived danger or injury or emotional pain? And just start to become really self-aware of when you're in what energy. And when you see that you're in the toxic energy, that you're acting out in an imbalanced way, then you just correct your path. So self-awareness is a huge, huge part of it, but also understanding how the feminine and masculine energies within us all work. And so we all primarily want to have this balance of both. Equal feminine, equal masculine. That's the perfect symbiotic relationship. And that is the ultimate goal here. So yeah, just make sure that whichever side you're imbalanced on, that you're working around the trauma and the wounding around that. So I hope that helps somebody out there. If that made sense. If it didn't, please let me know in the comments and I will try my best to clarify. So thanks guys. Bye.